What's commonly put on animal products after slaughter in the US, and why that alone is a solid case for skipping them. What gets used post-slaughter, examples and where, acid rinses, lactic, acetic, citric acids, on beef poultry carcasses and parts to reduce microbes, peroxy acids, peracetic acid, plus hydrogen peroxide, with traces of HEP, sprayed, immersed on meat and poultry. Typical limits include up to 220 ppm PAA and 75 ppm H2O2 on meat. Specific product approvals list AHEDP in low ppm. Chlorine due to hypochlorous solutions, widely used in poultry washers and chiller water, commonly up to 50 ppm in makeup water. Acidified sodium chloride, ASC, antimicrobial washes, sprays on seafood and poultry. Cetylpyridinium chloride, CPC, antimicrobial surface treatment on raw poultry carcasses. Trisodium phosphate, TSP, poultry carcass spray dip to lower contamination. Carbon monoxide, CO, in modified atmosphere packaging, used at 4% in the gas mix to lock in a bright red-pink color for some meats, also used on some fish. The EU bans CO in meat-fish packaging because it can mask spoilage. Sulfites on shrimp or lobster prevent black spot, melanosis. Must be labeled 10 ppm because sulfites trigger reactions in sensitive people. Curing agents in processed meats, bacon, ham, hot dogs. Nitrite, nitrate, with ascorbate, erythorbate, to inhibit botulism and preserve color. Tightly regulated ingoing limits, e.g., bacon 120 ppm nitrite plus 550 ppm ascorbate, erythorbate. Why this alone is a strong no thanks for animal products. 1. You may not see it on the label. Many carcass rinses, acids, chlorine, peracetic, are treated as processing aids, which are legally exempt from ingredient labeling if residues are insignificant and non-functional in the final food. In short, chemicals used on the product often don't have to be listed on the label. 2. Freshness can be cosmetically locked in. CO-packaged meat and some CO-treated fish can keep a cherry red color even when quality is declining. One reason the EU prohibits CO in these uses for fear of misleading consumers. If you don't want color tricks between you and the truth, avoid the category. 3. Real allergy, asthma risk, seafood. Sulfites on shellfish are a known trigger for severe reactions. That's why FDA requires labeling at 10 ppm. 4. Processed meats, established cancer link. Independent of microbes, curing chemistry matters. Long-term evidence classifies processed meat as carcinogenic, Group 1, and red meat as probably carcinogenic, Group 2A. Nitrite-cured products can form N-nitroso compounds in the body. If you don't want that risk channel, don't open it. 5. Chlorine peracetic systems are ubiquitous. Even if residues are set low by regulators, if your aim is to avoid chemical contact altogether, conventional meat poultry makes that practically impossible. 6. Organic doesn't mean no interventions. For example, peracetic acid is permitted in organic handling for microbial control. If your standard is nothing added post-slaughter, organic meat still won't clear that bar. Bottom line, post-slaughter animal foods are routinely washed, sprayed, or packaged with substances that A. You often won't see on the label, B. Can cosmetically preserve color, and C. In the case of curing, tie to cancer risk over time. If you want to minimize hidden processing and chemical contact, and keep your choices aligned with transparency and long-term health, plant foods sidestep most of this by design.